Episode 10, 9 days. Night gives way to morning with a gentle tenderness, as though the world itself wishes to cushion the transition from one life into another. The sun rises slowly over London, casting cool rays across rooftops and gilding the tops of chimneys with a pale new light. It is a morning of beginnings, a morning that hums quietly with the soft stirring of hope. In the Manette home, the air ripples with hushed anticipation, a stillness broken only by soft footsteps and the rustling of garments arranged with care. Lucie stands in the soft glow of early daylight, her breath steady but full of emotion. The dawn feels both like a promise and a farewell. Her wedding day has arrived. Around her, the familiar contours of her room hold memories of years spent nurturing her father and rebuilding a world that once lay in fragments. She touches the edges of her dress, feeling the smooth fabric beneath her fingers, and pauses long enough to let the moment settle into her heart. She does not rush. She allows the morning to unfold at its own patient pace. In another part of the house, Manette prepares in thoughtful silence. The morning light touches his face, revealing lines softened by pride and shadowed by something that lives deeper than words. He exhales slowly, grounding himself in the rhythm of his breath, as if reminding himself that this is a day of joy, a day of celebration, not loss. He stands tall, composed, ready to give his daughter away to the life she has chosen. And yet within him, something delicate trembles, something not yet audible but resting beneath the surface like a ripple, waiting to break upon the shore. The house is alive with quiet movement. Miss Pross moving with fierce, loving energy, Mr. Lorry carrying a certain respectful gravity, and the subtle stir of preparations that carry the scent of flowers, crisp air, and expectation. There are no grand announcements, no orchestras, no pomp, only a gathering of hearts bound by affection, watching a moment that feels both intimate and profound. When Lucie steps into the morning light, the day seems to brighten around her. Her presence brings warmth to the cool air, and those who see her feel a stirring of something gentle and tender. She moves toward her father, who stands waiting, newly dressed, his hands calm, his expression opened into a quiet mixture of pride and emotion, too deep for the world to witness fully. He offers his arm and she takes it with the familiarity of a life built on trust and devotion. Together they walk into the day, surrounded by the soft glow of morning. The world feels as though it stands still, holding the moment with reverence. This is not merely a wedding, it is a chapter turning, one shaped by trials, reunions, forgiveness, and the healing that binds them. The ceremony unfolds with simple grace. The air is filled with warmth, gentle murmurs, and the steady pulse of quiet happiness. Those present witness a union formed by hearts strengthened through hardship. They see a father giving his daughter into a new life with a composure that seems unshakable. But beneath his outward serenity lies something fragile, a soft echo of a life marked by imprisonment and the painful memories that sleep quietly beneath the surface. When the ceremony concludes, the world seems to exhale. The morning light intensifies, spreading warmth across faces touched by joy. Lucie steps into her new role with a radiant calm, her heart full, her future opening before her like a path lined with hope. She looks at her father with love and gratitude, carrying him in her heart even as she steps away from the closeness that defined their years together. For a moment, Manette stands firm, steady, whole. The pride in his chest rises like a quiet tide, buoying him upward. He watches Lucie and her new husband depart with a serene expression, holding himself with dignity and control. Those around him see only strength, only peace, and for that moment, it is real. For that moment, he believes he will weather this parting without faltering. But as the carriage wheels carry Lucie away, the faint tremor that once lived only beneath the surface begins to rise. It does not come with force. It comes with subtlety, like a cold breeze sliding beneath a door. The world around him shifts slightly, its edges blurring. The noise of the streets fades, retreating into an indistinct hum. Something in him begins to crack. Not loudly, not violently, but with the quiet inevitability of a long-buried memory resurfacing. Mr. Lorry observes the change first. He sees it in the stillness of the doctor's posture, in the unfocused gaze slipping into distance. He approaches gently, offering warmth, presence, stability. But it is too late. The shadow that has hovered at the edges of Dr. Manette's mind for years has returned, awakened by the sudden absence of the presence that steadied him. The familiar world slips away from him, replaced by the dim echo of a cell, the smell of dust and stone, the weight of silence pressing down. The relapse does not announce itself with crazy or panicked movements. It comes with stillness, a stillness so deep it is unsettling. He withdraws quietly into his room, moving not as the man he has become, but as the ghost of the man he once was. He sits before the old shoemaker's bench, an object long set aside, a relic of his suffering, and without conscious intent, he reaches for the tools he once used to numb the torment of imprisonment. The shoemaking begins again. Each movement is mechanical, precise, detached from time. His hands move with the muscle memory of years spent in solitude. The sound is soft but haunting. The scrape, the tap, the repetitive pressure. The sound of a man slipping backward into a world he fought so hard to escape. Miss Pross and Mr. Lorry watch in a mixture of fear and compassion. They do not speak. They do not accuse. They do not attempt to break him from the trance. They act as guardians, positioning themselves as shields between him and the world, as protectors who understand the fragility of a mind shaped by suffering. Hour after hour, the shoemaking continues. The house becomes a sanctuary of quiet resilience. They ensure he eats, rests, and remains safe, though the man they knew seems buried beneath layers of memory. They do not let Lucie know. They guard her joy fiercely, watching over the fragile truth with a devotion that mirrors her own care for her father through the years. 9 days pass in this strange rhythm. 9 days of quiet caregiving, gentle vigilance, and unwavering loyalty. The doctor remains within the fog of his relapse, moving through the house like a figure half remembered. But slowly, quietly, something begins to shift. The tension in his movement softens. The rhythm of his work slows. The shadows behind his eyes begin to lift. One morning he wakes with a clarity that has been absent for days. He rises from his bed with the calm of someone unaware of the storm he passed through. He does not notice the shoemaking tools that have been carefully removed. He does not remember the relapse. He smiles gently, greeting the world as though he had simply moved through a long, dreamless sleep. Mr. Lorry exchanges a quiet look with Miss Pross, a look of profound relief and unspoken understanding. They do not tell him what happened. They do not need to. Their loyalty lies in preserving his peace, not burdening him with the weight of what his mind cannot bear. Life returns to its natural rhythm. Manette stands proud once more, unaware of how close he came to falling into the shadows he escaped. The house breathes easier, filling again with the warmth that Lucie once nurtured so carefully. And though she is away, her influence remains woven into every corner of the space she called home. 9 days have passed, carrying with them fear, fragility, and extraordinary love. When the doctor looks toward the door, imagining the moment his daughter will return, his heart fills once again with the warmth that has always pulled him forward. Tomorrow waits patiently, and the world, reshaped by joy and endurance, holds its breath once more.